Well, hey, B, it's JamiThatsMe here. Welcome back to the channel. Listen, real quick, I want to talk about Twitch, okay? Twitch, the dancer, the former DJ for Ellen DeGeneres that passed away. Well, his wife, Miss Allison Holker, has been getting a lot of flack for some time now, okay? She has recently come out and told more about, their relationship and things, and it appears that she has even written a book. And let me tell y'all something, people are not here for her. There are some people that are supporting her, and then you have some people that feel like she's moving on too quickly. She's talking a bit too much about, his passing and things. And it's just a lot going on. And I actually got a chance to talk about them a while back. And I'm actually going to play that old video of when I did get into details about Miss Allison, because she did do a soft launch of a new man that she is dating. And his friend was really upset about that. People are feeling like she's not necessarily protecting her children. But we're going to get into a little bit of details and things about it. And I want to hear you all's thoughts. But first, let us go ahead and flash back to when I did that video, and then we'll come back and talk about more. Let's get into it.
So it appears that the wife of late dancer Stephen Twitch Boss just made a soft launch of her new beau, like a year and a half after his death. And for the ones that may not know, Twitch was an American dancer. He was a choreographer, an actor, television producer, and a television personality. And his most notable role was being the DJ and the co-executive producer of the Ellen DeGeneres show. Now, Twitch and his wife, Miss Allison Holker, who was also a dancer, they met back in 2010 on the set of So You Think You Can Dance. And they got married like 3 years later, and they also shared 3 children. Now, during the month of December of 2022, Twitch sadly passed away. I mean, super sad. He passed away, and it was just 3 days after celebrating his 9-year anniversary. Now, it has been nearly 2 years since his passing, but his wife took to social media, IG specifically, to soft launch her new beau, and she began to respond to comments with heart emojis. Now, close friends and some supporters didn't seem to be too happy about this soft launch. Twitch's longtime friend Manny Cross took to social media to share his disdain for her latest post, saying, "Your real family and friends will forever hold it down for you, brother. You know how I get when I believe something is wrong. Well, something has been wrong since you've been gone. And I promise you, we will fight with the truth until all wrongs become right." Now, that's not the only thing that he did. He didn't just make that post, but he also went on to post a video. So get into this.
You know what, y'all? I'm sitting here in my favorite place to eat in Tulsa, which is in the Raw. Favorite place to eat. Shout out to Greg and his beautiful wife and children. You know, I just saw something on social media. Broke my heart, man. And if you are on social media, if you know who my friend was, the good man, Stephen Twitch Boss, you know how dear he was to me. And, I just saw something that just broke my heart, man. I maybe that's me, but I'm going to talk about it. If you saw it and you feel what I feel you. To the other people, stop making excuses for these women, man, just because they're women. Some stuff is just effed up.
And no, that video was not it. He also got down in the comments of that video to address some of the things that people had to say. Someone says, "No one knows how another grieves. It's not fair to anyone involved to judge how quickly she got involved with someone else. I'm sure he would not want negativity put out on social media about his children's mother coming from a friend." Manny responds, "I knew my friend. He wouldn't define this as a negativity at all. He'd actually be proud of me for speaking up. There's so much going on that the public doesn't know about." Someone else says, "Bro, people don't know what is going on, and so they don't understand what you're saying. I saw it too and literally shook my head." Manny responds, "It's truly only meant for those that know, bro. There's so much that people don't know that only his family and close friends know." And that was my exact reaction as well, shaking my head. Okay, he also went on to like another comment that says, "Just seen her page and I'm embarrassed for all of her kids. Her page just screams, 'Hey, everyone, look at me.' From the TikTok dances to the heavy filters, she always wanted to be the center of attention, but Twitch didn't have to try at all because it came natural." All right, let me say this. We don't really know whose shadows are actually in that picture that she posted. Hell, it could potentially be her and Twitch from a long time ago. I'm not sure, or it actually could be her new bow that she's posting. I will say that I'm not too alarmed. I feel like people grieve in different ways and at different times. And I just feel like with it being nearly 2 years since his passing, I don't think anything is wrong with her moving forward at this time in a relationship. I could see if it was like 2 months later, kind of like Nene Leakes with Greg, even though Nene had more time to prepare for Greg's death and Twitch's death was all of a sudden. Listen, I'm not really opposed to it. You guys let me know your thoughts about it, okay? Let me know if you feel like it's a little too soon for her to be moving on. And then also let me know if you feel like it's too soon for her to be moving on knowing that she has children.
All right, you guys. So that is the video that I did a little while ago, and people had so much to say about her moving on and being in a new relationship. And she did an interview recently where she sat down with People magazine, and she kind of talked about, her dating a completely new guy. And I do believe that was him in the image that she did display. And not only did she talk about that and moving forward and dating someone new, she talked about a lot, how it's been for her, trying to rediscover and learn herself without Twitch, because y'all know they met on a dancing show. They were together for about a decade or whatnot. She gives a lot of details about not really noticing any signs or anything before he ended up passing. And now she finds herself after him passing. She reflects back to different moments where she's like, you know what, maybe that was a sign. Maybe that was a sign. She talks about him being extroverted, introverted, and him balancing things. She also does go into detail to talk about him. It appears that he may have been essayed when he was younger, and that also was something that he was battling, because she ended up learning about those things as she went through his journal or whatnot. I guess you can say diary, journal, or whatnot. Yeah, she talks about the dynamics with the kids and how they've had to struggle with his passing. And she pretty much, after he passed away, they were like, I guess she was at home and she was in the closet trying to prepare for things, like get things together for his funeral. And one of her good friends encouraged her to write your experience. Like, you should document this. And she's like, why should I document it? She's like, in your future, as you progress and heal from this, it's going to help you, I suppose, as you look back on it. So I guess the time that she took to write out everything that she was experiencing, she decided to make this into a book for other people to learn more about, going through a traumatic situation like this, having to also raise your children after you lost your partner, on top of also getting to know her as an individual, outside of him. So it seems like she wrote this book to be helpful to other women that may have been widows and trying to, process, and push through after this, and just for anybody else that may want to know his or her story. And I want to get you guys' thoughts, but more of what they're saying. And I want to quote some of the things that she said in People magazine. She says, I was with one of my really dear friends, and we were cleaning out the closet and picking out an outfit for him for the funeral. Okay. And that's when she kind of goes into talking about, from what I saw in the interview, because I watched the interview she did maybe about 20 minutes, and that's where she talked about the whole journal thing. She goes on to say, it was really a triggering moment for me, because there were a lot of things I discovered in our closet that I did not know existed. She says, it was very alarming to me to learn that there was so much happening that I had no clue about. She says, it was a really scary moment in my life to figure that out, but it also helped me process that he was going through so much and he was hiding so much, and there must have been a lot of shame in that. And it sounds like she was kind of like going on to allude to the fact that she kind of found like some type of drugs or whatnot in like a shoebox or whatever. So that's where she's being very open about. She does go on to say that she believed that she and him had very honest communication, including his use of marijuana, because he would do marijuana and stuff, like, that wasn't anything really new to her. She said at night, after, they put the kids to bed and stuff, he would slip away into their guest house, and that's where he'll smoke and he'll drink and, he'll get away for a second, okay? But she didn't think too much of it. Like, that was his time to recharge and, get back to, whatever. So that's what she talked about. She goes on to say that he was restless wrestling with a lot inside of him, and he was trying to self-medicate, she says, and cope. She says, with all those feelings, because he didn't want to put it on anyone else, right? Because he loved everybody so much, he didn't want to put it on anyone else. She also alluded, according to the magazine, to him being SA'd by a male figure during his childhood in several of his journal entries. She says he didn't want other people to take on his pain, so he kind of bottled it in and kept it in, you know. And I mean, I don't know, maybe that could be very true, and maybe that's what some people are upset about. They really don't like the fact that she would come out and share his personal journal writings with everyone else. Okay, and you guys let me know. All right, you let me know if you feel like this was a problem for her. She should have never did this. Whatever was in his journals and things, she didn't have a right to expose that, you know, to everyone else. Let me know your thoughts about that. But she does go on to say it was really hard to put all the pieces together through certain discussions, even with friends, and things that have been said. Reading through his journals, you realize he went through a lot as a child and never faced it. Okay, it's hard to think that he never opened up to someone and wanted to face it to get through on the other side. I really hope people dealing with the same thing will help themselves out of the shadows and know you're going to be okay. All right, so that's part of what it was. In my opinion, I would think he may have had a host of other things in his journal aside from just, you know, being, you know, touched or whatever as a child. I would think it would be more things he's had in the journal that would lead him down the road to make the own decision for his life, you know. That's what I would think. But I also feel like I understand people being upset about her, you know, wanting to share his private journals and, you know, information and things like that. But I also don't really fault her for grieving overall. And if she wanted to share that in a book, I feel like it's her journey as well. You know, a lot of people have been on her R's about it. Okay, I've just read some of the comments to you from a flashback video that we did. Even Miss Candiace Dillard, formerly of Real Housewives of Potomac, came out and says, "I'm not even gonna say it, but this white woman is doing everything but protecting her black children and her black husband's legacy. She could have kept this in her therapist's office," shaking my head. Okay. Now, I will say, when it comes to his legacy now, I do think, speaking on what you may have found, in his, you know, the drugs and things like that. And when his journal died, you know, in his journal entries, he talked about being touched as a kid and battling so much. I do feel like she could have kept that a bit to herself, you know. I would say probably more so the found drugs in the bathroom, you know, in the closet or whatnot. Maybe she could have kept that to herself more so than the SA situation, because a lot of people have dealt with that, and a lot of people, it has affected a lot of people up until, you know, this point in life. You know, some people are still not over some of the things that may have happened to them. They may not have gone to get the proper healing for that. I really do wonder more about what was going on with Twitch for him to make such a decision, because every time we saw him, he was so happy, lively. But you know, they also say check on your strong friends, and he also strikes me as he could have been one of those people that was a strong friend, always smiling, always acting like nothing is wrong, so people always assumed that everything was okay when it really wasn't. You know, a lot of people laugh and smile to keep from crying and going through whatever phases they go through. And, you know, I'm sure, you know, not only being a husband to her and a father to the children, but outside of that, I'm sure his great escape was also being on the Ellen show. That probably gave him a lot of, like, yes, you know, maybe, I don't know if you would say value. I don't know what was in his head, but he probably gave him a lot of meaning, right? And for the show to be canceled in that May of 2022, and then he decides to remove himself the December of 2022, I wonder how hard did that hit him to know that that show is coming to an end the way that it did. So I don't know. Once that, sometimes it will take a traumatic thing, or it'll take something to happen to you, and then it'll bring up all of this other old stuff, you know, that you were dealing with. It could put you in an even more depressive state and everything, you know, and it could have got really rough for him and led him down that path to where he was, you know. But I want to hear you all's thoughts, though. I just gave you guys a little tidbit of what all was going on. I don't really think that I feel like a lot of what Allison may have come to tell us about, I do feel like she could have potentially had those conversations with her kids, right? I would think that she has had those proper conversations with her kids and everything about what she may have found. Just wanted, because I think she mentioned something in the interview about wanting her kids to learn about things from her versus going outside and learning about it from everybody else. So some part of me feels like, when we say as far as like protecting the kids, she's not protecting her kids or whatever. It's like, I don't know, because it seemed like she very well could be. She could have already had this conversation with them as much as she could have. But y'all let me know if you're like more so agreeing with Candiace, if you feel like she's not protecting the kids or whatnot. I don't think she's fully not protecting his legacy fully, but I do think that there is something that did not have to be our business, right? Finding drugs in the shoebox or whatnot. She mentioned something about a shoebox. She found something. She went into the closet. She was cleaning up in the very back of like one of the shoe boxes. I'm not sure exactly what type of drugs were found in there, but it seems like it may have been drugs that she wasn't necessarily familiar with, whereas she was familiar with the marijuana because that's something that they talked about. So yeah, so this is what was said. So she says, weeks after the Ellen DeGeneres co-executive producer and longtime DJ passed away by suicide at age of 40 in December 2022, the dancer, which is his wife, discovered a cornucopia of drugs, including mushrooms, pills, and other substances. She said, I had to look up on my phone. She said it was hidden inside his shoe boxes. Okay. I do think it's very possible to live with a partner and not know that they have certain things stuffed away. I think it's very possible for them to not want you to see or know that side because they probably know how you're going to respond to those things. But you guys let me know. I just feel like she's at a place, in my opinion, where a part of her healing is her having to be honest about everything. And she also wants to move forward and be able to be identified as Allison Holker now without him versus Allison Holker, the wife of Twitch, or now the widow of Twitch. She is in a happy relationship. She's dating someone else. It's very refreshing for her. She didn't think that she'll be able to get back in another relationship with anybody or love again because she said she felt guilty at first, right? She felt like, I'm betraying him. But at some point, you guys, in my opinion, leave your thoughts, okay? I feel like she got every right to move on, y'all. I really think that. And we all may not like how she may move or this or that. Everybody grieves in different ways, different times, all of that, okay? I just she got a right to, like, at the end of the day, him no longer being here, it was a decision that he chose to make. Some would say that it was a selfish decision for him to make, knowing that he had these children that will continue to need him, right? A lot of people are speculating some suspicious things. A lot of people feel like he didn't do that to himself and something else happened or whatever. And it's just real interesting, to hear the friend Manny say, I know my friend would, he'll be proud of me for speaking up and this, that, and the other. And you may very well be right. But also you have a woman who also thinks she knows her husband. And then she done seen certain things, or she went through journals and she's learning even more about him that he hasn't fully discussed to her because he didn't want to project that pain onto her. So I don't know. Sometimes, people think they know, but do they really know? Do they really know? Okay, but you guys let me know your thoughts about this. Let's see if there's anything more I want to get into. She says, did I get into that part? I think I did. I think I did get into that. Yes. Okay, so great. We did talk about all of that. Okay. I feel like we got into that where she said it was really hard to put all the pieces together, right? Because of certain discussions and things. It was really difficult for her. But she's just trying to press through. And she's at a place where I believe it's been 2 years now. She's trying her best to move on with her life. At some point, it has to happen. Now, everybody's not going to be able to just be single forever. Everybody's not going to be able to be a Lauren London, okay, after Nipsey passed away and you don't catch her out here with nobody else. Okay, everybody's not going to be able to be a Vanessa Bryant where her husband passed away. You don't catch her out here with anybody else, right? But maybe the difference could be because Twitch chose to take his own. I'm not sure. Okay. Everybody's a little different with how they move out here, okay? But I just wanted to come give you guys a little tidbit of details that you guys know what's going on. Social media having a lot of things to say about the matter at hand. And actually, before we go, I would like to just do a quick check over on Instagram because I know that Candiace's post was posted, and I just want to get a reaction from some more of the fans, okay? So some of the people said, there's no way I'm airing out my deceased husband like that. Someone says, the way they go out of their way to suck us dry, strip us of every ounce of dignity, and leave us for dead when they want what is ours is astounding. No one is safe. He was too beautiful, so they had to destroy that image. Also, if the story, people paid and she gave. Okay, this is what the people saying. Now, some people are really upset about this. Someone else says, don't y'all get in this comment section acting like y'all want demanding answers for his death. Now she's giving herself and the public closure. If you've lost someone to suicide, you understand her speaking the truth about this isn't to degrade Twitch, but to shine a light on signs to look for. God bless Allison and the family. I know this discovery was hard. Like, that's what I was kind of thinking, right? I understand the upsetness as well, but because this is a part of her journey, I would think that she just wants people to know, be aware of these things. Like, I wasn't even paying attention to certain signs and stuff, but I don't know. I don't even fully want to say anybody's wrong with their opinion. However you feel about this, it's how you feel about it. Because some people are gonna be like, "Well, girl, she over here trying to sell a book off his name," but it is a part of her experience as well, being a mom, being a widow, having to navigate that, finding love again, how she's comforting her kids whenever they're second guessing and questioning themselves. Like, some women might want to know about this, okay? My biggest thing is more so the journal entries. Okay, so if there was something that was given out that didn't have to be given out, part of me is thinking the SA, but also I'm like, too many people suffer in silence about SA and things that may have happened to them. And he is not here to speak on that, but I don't know if it should have gone with him to the grave. Okay, because that definitely could have been something, and she may have proof of that, like she said in the journals, of something that may have eaten away at him over the years. Potentially, I don't think that was the only thing, but that could have been something that ate away at him. And people need to learn to, speak up, get the proper help that they may need to resolve those or something. And maybe she's trying to use her platform that she has now to maybe educate just a little bit. But when you talk about the drugs part, it's kind of like, do we need to know that? Like, do we need to know that part? But I mean, I guess hey, this is me being open and honest about everything. And what y'all choose to do with what I'm giving y'all, that's on y'all. All right. Let me know your thoughts about it. Okay. Someone says it has nothing to do with black or white. It's her hurt, her story, and her healing journey. Leave the woman alone. Okay, someone says, I disagree. She gets to decide who she's comfortable with speaking with and how she addresses it with her children. It's not a black or white issue. Candiace needs to mind the business that pays her right now. All right, so girl, I feel like you guys may have a lot to say about this matter at hand. I can only imagine what the good friend Manny Cross is going to say, considering the fact that earlier last year, okay, he didn't seem to be a fan of hers at all, okay? At all. He didn't seem to be too supportive of her at all. So I don't know if he may have oh, wow, he just did. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. We're going to talk about it. We're here. We are going to talk about it now. I literally just talked to you guys about Manny Cross, which claims to be one of the very close friends to Twitch. And he just put a post up of this People's cover of Allison with the stamp liar on it. I was not expecting that. Now, wait a minute. This is getting a bit messy, and all in the name of Twitch. Can we all just calm? So he goes on to say this, all right? Stamp liar. Okay. Oh, wow. Lies. Okay. My goodness. So he says, if you love Twitch, screenshot this and post it on your page or story everywhere. This ends today. Dear Allison, you have lied for the last time on my brother. He was absolutely no addict. You will say and do anything for $1. An addict? You are the one that was messing with coke. Oh, Jesus. Molly and X. I have all the proof. Oh my God. Play with somebody's safe. Country boy right here. I don't give a every person who knew him knows you're lying and have been doing dirty crap for a long time. Should I post our last conversation? Try me. You have no idea what I have to post. Here's a few questions I have for you though. Oh my God, this is too long, Jesus. Why wouldn't I get why I'm just gonna read it as he wrote it, okay? Why wouldn't did you make his mom sign an NDA to see her son's body? Why did his closest friends and family have to sign an NDA to attend his funeral? Why did you lie at the funeral about how every day was magical? It wasn't. He told me everything. You had to try and demonize Nelson, and now I see why. You demonize anyone in his life that found out the truth about you. You will say his friends aren't his friends. You will discredit anyone that knows the truth. You're a toxic woman, and I truly believe he would still be alive had he not been married to you. My only regret is telling him to work on it with you for the sake of the kids when he talked to me about leaving you. I just didn't know the full truth. Just like everyone, oh my God. This is a lot. Just like everyone that supports you, we were both in the same situation, married to toxic narcissists that loved black men as a fetish, that will lie and cry wolf and twist narratives and so-called evidence to be a victim and make $1. We didn't have our dads the way we wanted, so we preserved through the bullshit to be the best fathers we could. Today is the last day you're going to do this. I was contacted about a TV show last year, and after sending their condolences about me losing Steven, guess what the producer said about you? The same thing all of them say about you. You're a money-hungry, lying narcissist that will play victim and say and do anything for $1. Now, my last question is this. Wasn't your gun the one that was used? Keep playing with my brother's name. This is the year of truth. Everything is offline. Nothing is off limits. Oh, wow. AHD, IV ever. Okay, that's what he says. AHD forever. Let me go up and see what else he may have put in his thing. Oh my God. So that is where he wanted people to share the real. He says, what Courtney Platt. Oh wow. Should I go and read this person? Read the entire caption. This person is an eyewitness. This is getting messier than what I expected. This is a bit messy, Miss Allison. I mean, where could she have been cheating or something that led to this? What was really going on? Oh my God. Ooh, Jesus. So you have this person named Courtney Ann Platt. All right. So I'm believing that this is Courtney and her man, Courtney, our kids. I'm not really sure exactly what it is that Miss Courtney does, but Courtney seems to be coming to the front to call her out as well. So let us check this out, okay? So she puts this post up. She says, anyone who knows me knows I go straight to source during a conflict and handle my business, but since there's clearly no shame in being so public, I haven't said a word in 2 years, but here I go. Guys, please brace yourself, and please forgive me. I was not expecting this video to take a turn that is taken. It's a lot going on, and now I'm in shambles because I don't know what truth is truth. I don't know anymore, but we're going to get into this. So the person says, I was there the moment you both connected. I was there the day you got engaged. I stood by your side on your wedding day. I was in your home the day he died. I was by your side because your husband was my family. It didn't matter how often we spoke, how often we saw each other. We were bonded forever. This is by far the most tacky, classless opportunistic act I have ever seen in my entire life. We all had to sign some weird NDA to attend his funeral, even his own mother, who you've treated like garbage this entire time. And let's just remember, you wouldn't have even had a husband if it wasn't for her. Not to share anything or ruin his name as if that was on anyone's mind in the first place. And here you go and write a book with all the dirty laundry smearing his name and attempted to dim the bright, loyal, loving light that was your husband and my friend. Girl, this is getting messy as fuck. Whether any of it's true or not is actually beside the point. This is how you protect the quote-unquote boss name. You so quickly dropped on your social media platform 48 hours after he passed his legacy. This is how you protect his children from any further humiliation, hurt, and despair. Girl, the way the friends is coming out, and I done got a second person, not because she's a white woman, but because there's a second person backing up Manny Cross's story. Now it's kind of making me just look at Miss Allison a piece of sideways. And I wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt in the beginning, and I'm just like, girl, let me scoot back for a little bit and just watch and see what the hell is really going on. This is crazy. All right, goes on to say, this is how you protect his children from any further humiliation, hurt, and despair. This is what you want them to remember about him. You have moved on. You're living your life. You're on every carpet you can get on, every celebrity role you can sit in, every magazine you can be in, and you needed to do this? Get a journal, a therapist, a friend, but publishing a book, shamelessly sharing the pages of your husband's journal? Ooh, I didn't know it was sharing the page. Like, she didn't really say that. She kind of mentioned some things from the journal, but I didn't know she was like going to share like pieces of the man's journal. Like, that is a little, let me know your thoughts, because I feel like the essay may need to be talked about just a little piece, but then at the same time, you did talk about the drugs and stuff like that. And it's like, we didn't really need to know that, you know what I'm saying? But if you're going to allude to the essay, then people might need to speak up about that, because, a lot of people going through that, you know what I'm saying? But girl, this is too much. Let's keep going. Okay. So they say People Magazine, what a joke. Okay, she says, yes, he took his own life, which is a fact of all us still, she says, which is a fact all of us still can't fathom. And he was clearly having mental health issues, hurting so deeply. And this is your example of empathy, of your love? This smear campaign for a buck is absolutely not what he would have ever wanted, no matter how bad he was hurting. Not for a second. You're a living, breathing bulldozer. Stick to your own demons. Shame on you, Allison. Shame on your money-hungry team. Let my friend rest in peace, not your PR. This is some stuff here, honey. This is crazy. Miss Allison, the people is on your neck. So I'm now questioning and thinking, is Miss Candiace also speaking from a place of things that she may also know? Okay. When she came to the front and she was calling her out, I'm not even going to say it. But you do go on to say it. But this white woman is doing everything but protecting her black children and her black husband's legacy. She could have kept this in her therapist's office. Shaking my head. Okay? Child, this right here, the people is on her tail. So I don't know what to tell Miss Allison, honey. Miss Allison, girl, this ain't looking too good for you. This is not looking too good for you, Miss Allison. Now I want you guys to come to the front. Okay? And I want you guys to leave your thoughts and comments down below. Okay? Let me know your thoughts on how you're feeling about all of this. Wow. I'm looking at another picture. This is a flashback of 2023. Okay? Almost a year after his passing, where she ended up taking the children to his site. To see him and visit him, okay? Well, I really hate that he did that, and I hate that he, didn't see any other way out. I really, really do hate that. It was definitely giving trouble in that land, according to that good friend, honey. Child. Y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments down below, honey. Leave them down below. I just wanted to come and chat real quick about this Twitch situation, and it done took a lane I wasn't even expecting it to go down, all right? Leave your thoughts and comments down below. That's all that I have at this time. I am Jami, that's me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invaded gym, high elevated, I can face the rim. Putting shots up, I got laser focus, about to take it over, I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man, they say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film, I can feel it pull